because I'm an old lady that can't seem to keep up with the trends, many months late, we're playing with Posca Pens. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where we are playing with Posca Pens, which are poster color Japanese paint markers, and they seem really fun. They were very popular a few months ago, and you know, I'm always behind. So I can't wait to play with these. Let's do it. So I wanted to make sure that I had a variety of colors and widths to play around with. So my first set of Posca Pens is this 15 basic set of, well, basically the rainbow. It's got all the colors you need. My second set was this pastel set because it's not watercolors. You can't choose just how much pigment you use, so I thought pastels would be a good set to have as well. And of course, I wanted to get some skin tones because I like to draw people. And so you get a variety of colors from red, pink, very pale ones, yellows, oranges, and brown. Very handy. That is it for my sets. I also got a silver and gold metallic pen because you never know, and a thinner black pen in case I wanted to do some lining. And those are my Posca Pens. At my local store, they do have this giant display of so many colors, and I was so tempted to get all of my earthy tones and my olive green, but I thought I should embrace these supplies and work with the bright colors and just, you know, do something different. All right, let's play around with these and see what we can do. But before we get started with these, we have to do my favorite part of getting any new art supplies, and that is swatching the colors and just seeing how the new supplies works. And just look how beautiful these colors are. Though I do have to say, one thing that got on my nerves was I think 2 out of 3 of these sets was a direct import from Japan, so the colors are in Japanese. Thankfully, I'm a weeb and I could read and write them. But the skin tone color was actually in English, so I have this whole color chart in Japanese, and then suddenly we have an English row. Oh well. Before I got into any serious and full illustrated piece, I did want to try to do a few warm-ups and just kind of test how they work, see how I can, I don't know, bring my style into this new supplies. I definitely wanted to play around with doing something lineless because these Posca Pens are pretty thick, so when you lay down color, it is pretty easy to layer them. I guess it just depends on how light or dark the color is, but you are able to layer them, and I think you can get a really cute lineless style with these pens. So playing around with color and just playing around with shape and just seeing how the pens work, seeing if I have to do line art first, and just playing around with them, just getting a feel for the supplies and just having fun. I always find the best way to try out a new art supplies and just have no pressure is to do a self-portrait, because I don't care if I mess up a drawing of myself. I can draw myself 100 times. No one wants a picture of myself. Who cares if it looks stupid? It's what I did when I got into gouache. I just drew myself and Dave, and it was just no pressure, and I had a lot of fun with it. I also wanted to do a line piece, and although I bought a specific thinner marker in black just to make sure I had a lining pen, I really just wanted to play around with color when it came to these pens because, like I said, they're just so bright and bold, and I love that. So instead of using the smaller black marker that I bought specifically for lining, I actually didn't use it at all and used more purple for lining. And after I had a feel for the pens, it was time to work on something that I considered more of a finished piece, and I especially wanted to try to do something with a background. Though, looking at what I had done, I do wonder if Posca Pens are really meant for more doodles and details and using for, I guess, little crafty projects. I'm not saying you can't do a full illustration with these things, but I didn't really feel like I had the best of a time doing a full background piece with these. Trust me, I know you can do anything with any art supplies, and I've seen some crazy detailed illustrations out there from Posca Pens, but me personally, probably not the right medium to do something with a lot of detail. Though when do I ever do something with more detail? Haha, am I right? Am I right? Especially because a lot of these pens were in such weird sizes. When it comes to watercolor, I can pick any sort of brush I want, any sort of size brush I want, and I can always, I guess, have the tools I need for what I'm doing. But when it comes to pens or markers, you have a set width of your tip, and if it's too small, then you have to scribble a bunch of little things. If it's too big, then you're having trouble making smaller details. So that's definitely something I struggled with when it came to these pens. I always had the wrong size of a nib that I just didn't find useful for the job. So there was definitely a lot of little scribbles in this piece, and I probably could have or should have worked smaller. As you can see, I am sitting there scribbling away at this coloring, but that is really the smallest thing I really didn't like about these markers, and really I think that's just a problem that you have with any markers at all, is that unless you get a brush nib, you're kind of stuck with whatever size you have. And although you can get a variety of sizes with these Posca pens, I wasn't going to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on a supplies that I wasn't sure that I was going to keep using. This was sort of a trial, and I do have to say, I have done several doodles since I recorded this video with the Posca pens because I actually quite enjoy it. Like I said, the colors are bright and bold, and I've just been having a lot of fun playing around with them. I almost feel like these are really good for sketching, so if you want to plan out maybe a bigger piece, or if you just want to do quick doodles that aren't 100% finished and you aren't giving it your all, I do really like these pieces, and I've been having a lot of fun with them, especially because, like I said, it's really fun to play around with colors with these markers. I don't know why, but for whatever reason with these Posca pens, I keep planning out my colors in advance. Like I will pick all of the warm colors or all of the cool colors or just specific colors that I really want to work with when I do a certain piece with these markers. If you didn't notice in this video, I used quite a lot of warm colors for some reason. I was very drawn to those orangey yellows and the yellows, and especially that red wine color that I used for the background on this one. Oh, and the coral pink that was in the pastel pack, I really like that color as well. Red wine, coral pink, I really liked the straw yellow that was also in the skin tone color. Of course, the red and the yellow in the 15 pack, and I really liked the oranges in that one too. So I don't normally like warm colors this much, I don't feel like, but something about these tones, ooh, I just really like them. It also might just be the fact that in these packs you get a lot of warm colors, and there's only a few cool colors, I feel like. There's a couple of purples and a few blues, but the greens are kind of limited, and one of my blue pens kept not really working that well. So maybe that's another reason why I kept avoiding them. Either way, I just love the deep dark color. Like I said at the beginning, I wanted to play around with colors that I don't normally use, but as usual, I was drawn to those more earthy, darker colors because that's just what I like. But I especially had a lot of fun with this piece playing around with that light source coming out from the sky, and I think it made a really cool effect with the background being way lighter, and later on you will see with the tree, I think it looks really cool how that split with the dark and the light colors. And overall, I'm just really happy with how this Posca pen doodle turned out. I am so excited to keep playing around with these. I really want to try to use them on my Polaroids again, so I might revisit the painting on Polaroid idea again. I might try to use these pens on other different objects. Who knows what I'll do, but I do want to keep playing around with them because they were a lot of fun and I like the colors, and maybe I'm just gonna have to go buy some earthy tones at the art store. Either way, if you want to keep up with my doodles with these Posca pens, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I know I'm years behind on this Posca pen trend, and especially when it was really popular a few months ago on Twitter. But look at me, I'm catching up. Seriously, it's been a lot of fun trying new art supplies with you guys, and I have you guys to thank for that. I probably wouldn't be exploring so many different mediums if I wasn't doing YouTube, so thank you all so much. And although I wasn't sure if I wanted to outline the mushroom in black, I think my final Posca doodle is done. So that is it for the Posca pens. I hope you guys enjoyed my doodles and my more finished piece. I had a lot of fun with these Posca pens. I'm definitely going to be playing around with them some more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Thank you so much to all of my patrons, including Michael Yun, Zach Abstract, Lex CS, Shelby, Megan, Danielle Firecracker, Chris Side, Davy Tomato, Cool Guy Josh, Mina Blix, Hey Lucy, Eddie, Louise Chocolatier, Mackenzie, Maya, Leah Shibutani, Africa, and Dad. If you want a shout out at the end of my videos, access to my sketchbook, coloring pages, and more, become my patron by clicking the link in the description. Thank you all so much for the support. Bye!